Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox, and I am coming to you today with the review for Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 9, The Reunion Part 1. So let's get to it, shall we? Alright, you guys. Reunions. It's always a rehash of what happened in the season. This first part of a 4-part series was nothing. Really, they could have held it. They could have edited this out, but I guess they just didn't. We ain't got much to talk about today. I'm gonna let y'all do most of the talking down in the comments. First of all, how did I like everybody's look? Well, I did not like Cynthia's hair. I loved her dress. Her makeup was okay. All right, but her dress was beautiful. That royal blue, the color. I love the jewels up here. You know, the way it looked along her bust line. All of that was beautiful, but I just can't with the... I can't. I'm sorry. I know my natural girls probably loved it. Kenya, I loved her whole look. I thought she looked beautiful from head to toe. I liked the fact that she lightened her hair and shortened her hair and made it full. I thought her dress was beautiful. Kandi, I hated her look. Kandi looks like she came to fight. She has her hair slicked back. She has on a jumpsuit. The jumpsuit is very close. It's not my favorite look for Kandi. It's always kind of a miss for Kandi. I don't know who her stylist is, but they need to do better with these reunions. I think she looked nice last season. This one was not it, okay? Phaedra, I loved her hair. I thought her hair was beautiful. Her dress was just, it was okay. I didn't think that it was ugly. Actually, it was nice. I think it was the color that I was not a fan of, that rust color. You know, they usually do jewel tones and things like that. So for her to come in that rust was kind of understated. But the dress itself was pretty. Portia, hated her hair, loved her outfit. Even though the outfit was very, solid gold, razzmatazz with a whole bunch of glitter and all of that, along the same lines as Kandi. I think maybe the color was pretty to me, and I just love the fact that it was very deep cut, and I liked the shoulder, the arms, and it looked very flowy to me, and I just liked it. And then Sheree looked like she had on somebody's prom dress. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was just like, girl, where you come from with this dress where everybody else was doing all this other stuff? The color was pretty. That was another nice jewel tone, the green. It was a rich, almost emerald green. But this point to the side, it was just played out to me. So nothing about the looks. And of course, Andy, our host. I love Andy for these reunions because even with there being a lot of bullshit, sometimes I feel like Andy does a good job with confronting the girls and kind of just putting them on the line to see what they have to say. I always like the fact that they take questions from the viewers, and he gives the questions to them so we can kind of see what they were thinking or what was the reason for them doing whatever the hell they did. So yeah, we always love Andy. People always say, oh, Roxanne, I would not be a good host. First of all, they don't know me, so they would not respect me. Okay, they would probably talk all over me. I mean, you guys see how it happens. Remember when Monique did Love and Hip Hop? It takes a special kind of person to host those type of events. So no. First thing up, they talked about the augmentations, the fake boobs. Who has fake boobs on the panel? Kandi admitted that she does. She just recently got them done. Phaedra said she got a lift. I was like, girl. I mean, I guess she did, but a lot of times when you get a lift, by the time they cut out the meat and bring it up, you ain't got nothing left. So they got to put something in there to keep the fullness, because all of the fullness of the boob was hanging down at the bottom, and they had to cut that off. I've had a few friends that have had breast lifts and implants because of that very reason. But if she say so, child, we gonna roll with that. Kenya is maintaining that she does not have fake boobs. I've never really studied Kenya's boobs, so I don't know. But Cynthia's boobs looked great. Oh my God, they looked great in that dress. I was surprised that Kandi got them because her boobs were already big, but I guess when she's been breastfeeding and had the baby and maybe they started to droop, so she, added to hers. Portia, she said she had a boob job. Sheree had a boob job. Like I said, I've never even really looked at Sheree's boobs either. You couldn't see them in her dress because she had to, she had to point over to the side like this, so she wasn't showing her boobs. But yeah, that. Talked about the JJ lift, okay, or whatever you want to call it. Cynthia said that, it was fun for the show, but she's never really had any complaints in the area down there. Okay, that's why she's not with Peter. Botox, Portia said she tried it once, but she didn't like the way affect her speech. Can you imagine? But she said she liked the way it looked. It's just that she didn't like the way it was fucking up her mouth. Her nose, she did get some cartilage added to her nose up here because she kind of had a slope. She wanted to straighten that out, and that actually made it a little bit bigger. Chateau Sheree, more manner. We went back and forth about that. Okay, I was glad that Kenya admitted that she was being shady when she went down into Sheree's basement, because you guys were all like, oh, why is she shady? Because she knows when the fuck she's shady. I wish the Kenya stands and the Team Twirl would just admit, okay, nobody is saying that the shit wasn't funny, all right? But when she's being shady, it's obvious she's being shady, okay? And, you know, y'all stop acting like, you know, Kenya can't do nothing without people saying so. It's shade. All right, and she admitted that that's what she was doing. They went back and forth about the light fixtures and the beds and who cares. They even confronted Sheree about whether or not she's living in the house. She says that she is. Plenty of people are saying that she is not. Okay, and I guess the court cases and the liens and all that will kind of have you feel like she's not living in there either. Kenya says she drives by there all the time, day and night. The house is always shut down, lights off, and all of that. So it doesn't look like she's in there. I mean, I suppose the house is big enough that she could be in the back of the house and you would never see the lights being on. But you would imagine that somebody that's there would maybe have, you know, lights on the grounds on or something like that. So, I mean, we ain't trying to light up shit and we ain't fucking staying there, okay? We already got a hard enough time trying to keep this motherfucker up. And then we got to be paying on light bills and we not there. So, I still don't believe that she is there, but I guess we will see. Okay, they start talking about the fact that Kenya and Phaedra started off being friends and how it ended up. It was just interesting to me that Phaedra was trying to say that she still doesn't have problems with Kenya. She just thought that it was inappropriate that she gave this divorce party, which it probably was. Okay, we all agreed on that. But like Kenya said, if you would have just said, I'm not really feeling it, then that would have been one thing, because Cynthia said the exact same thing. But for you to go all the way left and say that you're the reason why I got my divorce, yeah, maybe that's putting a little bit too much on it. 20 on 10. I really don't feel like Kenya is responsible for Phaedra and Apollo's divorce. She might have put a little extra strain by adding that storyline to their actual real life, but yeah, no. I mean, we already know that Apollo was doing a whole lot more. I mean, I guess I would like to ask Phaedra, would she have stayed with Apollo even with him going to jail if all that shit hadn't happened with Kenya? I don't think I see her stand with him knowing the shit that he had done, even if, you know, he hadn't fucked around, or, you know, if there was this tension with these text messages and all of that. But the bottom line is, just like Kenya said, 2 years ago, we thought we had resolved this, okay? Last season, they kind of tried to stay out of each other's way. This season, they tried to bridge at least this, you know, some sort of something, this friendship, when we saw the camp and, you know, them playing tennis and different things on this show. It seemed like they were getting to a better place, and therefore Phaedra to all of a sudden be just, I don't know, y'all. It's crazy the way that flipped at the very end. It was almost like Phaedra has other information, and we always know that there's other shit going on behind the scenes, and it shows itself on camera, and we be confused. But I just never understood why Phaedra got that upset, especially because they had been working on their friendship. So, I don't know. Okay, anger management. Of course, we picked apart Portia's. Y'all try to say that picked apart Portia's 4 times, but we had to pick apart her anger management classes. She says that she's been going still. It's not just anger management. It's more just like therapy, okay? Go and sit your ass down and get some shit off of your heart. Okay, get some shit off your life so you can stop being so fucking stressed out. I have no problem with people that do that. It's always good to be able to talk shit out. Okay, so very good for her. But anyway, they talked about the fact that Kenya had provoked her by following her out. Okay, Kenya won't admit that that is provoking. Kenya does provoke people. She doesn't seem to admit it or realize it, but following her out is provoking. She said that, you know, when she looked at it, she shouldn't have done that. But okay, well, the but is always there. She never feels like she truly provokes people. I don't know why she doesn't see it like the rest of us do, but you gonna get your ass fucked fucked up one day. That's all I'm gonna say. If you feel like you can just continue to poke at people, we've seen her do it with Kim Fields. We've seen her do it with Portia. We've seen her do it with Phaedra. We've seen her do it with Nene. We've even seen her do it with her boyfriends. Okay, so Kenya has that in her. One day she will admit it. Somehow we got over to Phaedra and they asked Phaedra why doesn't she ever jump in to protect Portia, you know, when Portia's fighting her battles. And Phaedra said, well, she's not going to be out in public acting no fool. Portia says, well, it's not that she needs to protect me, you know, Phaedra just has her way. And I did call her and Candy was just like, why do you always protect her? You always give her a reason why she does what she does. Candy was just like, fuck. Everything that Portia thinks that Phaedra does is okay. She'll call Phaedra afterwards and talk to her about it. But why wasn't I afforded that same courtesy? We were friends. We was cool before the show started airing. I mean, before the show started recording, weren't we? Portia says that they weren't, but I believe that they were. They didn't have really no problem with each other. So Candy was just like, you gonna go on and on, protect Phaedra, and Phaedra's fuck shit. And every time she do something, instead of you confronting her in front of everybody else, you got to call her on the phone and all of that. Please, it's bullshit. Okay? Even Candy said that it was bullshit that Phaedra and her could ever have a friendship again. Because Phaedra was just like, I believe everything is possible with God. Okay? And, you know, Candy was just like, hey, I think God is even done on this one. She's one way in public, another way behind the scenes. That's the same thing Kenya said. Phaedra has two personalities, okay? The Southern Belle and the Freako. Everybody has kind of just got a problem with Phaedra. I felt like the longer Phaedra sat there in that chair, it seemed like she was sinking further and further into it, huh? She was just like shrinking. But anyway, Candy and Portia get into it, and Portia feels like the girls are never supportive of her, okay? And that they down her, they jump on her. I can see how Portia feels that way, but it might not always be that way from the other side. I think Portia might be a little bit defensive because I didn't feel like Candy originally was jumping on her. She was just asking her about the anger management. But like I said, you know, shit just blows up and goes out of hand because of what's happened in the past and nobody can get over it. So Candy was just like, I've always been supportive of you. She said something about giving $5,000, you guys. What was that about? Who did she give $5,000 damn dollars to? Why did she give her $5,000? Not who, because it was Portia. But why did she give her the $5,000? You know, she was just saying she wanted her to win. And it had nothing to do with nothing else. So she has been supportive of Portia in the past. Of course, this season it hasn't been that way. But that was pretty much how it ended. They were arguing. And I guess when we go into the next episode, we will, you know, get to the nitty gritty. This shit really could have been 2 episodes. Really, it could be 2. 2 and 3 will be where the shit goes down. And then 4 is going to be a whole bunch of, I guess, them crying and trying to get their lives back together and get back out there on stage so they can calm the fuck down. So that's it. Part 1. Part 2 next week. All right, you guys, so that's it. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel's for itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.